Well, the upheaval in the streets of Iran over the past 2 weeks is being described as the gravest threat to the stability of the current Islamic regime since it took power back in 1979. But as Newsmax chief Washington correspondent James Rosen reports, we have been here before. James, good morning.
Good morning to you, Sean. In Iran, the American role in the overthrow of the Mossadegh government in 1953 and the installation of the Shah has never been forgotten. Here in the U.S., Iran's seizure of our embassy in Tehran and the taking of several dozen Americans as hostages back in 1979 have never been forgotten. Ever since, the two countries have been on hostile terms. The Reagan administration and both Trump administrations used military force against Iran, but never, until perhaps now, has any president seemed inclined to try to bring about the collapse of the regime. Why is the president interested in doing a deal with Iran instead of doing everything he can, perhaps short of U.S. military intervention, to try and hasten the end of what many of his own supporters regard as an evil regime?
Well, the president has made it very clear that he will never allow Iran to have nuclear capabilities. That is a red line that he has drawn, and he will not allow that to happen. But you asked why President Trump wants to make a deal. I would remind you, he's the master of the art of the deal. He is America's deal maker in chief.
One of the largest uprisings against the regime sparked by rigged elections came in the spring of 2009. The regime used lethal force to quash that rebellion, with thousands killed, jailed, and beaten. The Obama administration, eager to pursue the nuclear deal that was ultimately finalized in 2015, was reluctant to say, let alone do, anything in response to Iran's repression.
So should there be consequences for what's happened so far?
I think that the international community is, as I said before, bearing witness to what's taking place. The Iranian government should understand that how they handle the dissent within their own country, generated indigenously, internally, from the Iranian people, will help shape the tone not only for Iran's future, but also its relationship to other countries.
That from June 23, 2009. President Trump, in short, while campaigning on a non-interventionist foreign policy, has done more to facilitate the collapse of the Iranian regime, withdrawing from the nuclear deal, striking the nuclear sites, taking out General Soleimani, and whatever comes next, than any of his modern predecessors, Sean.
All right, James Rosen joining us with that report. We do appreciate that because it sets up for our next guest. The memories of the 1979 Iranian Revolution are still very fresh. Nazi Moinian was born in Iran, seeing the Persian monarchy overthrown, replaced with the Islamic theocracy led by Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. Nazi recently posted on X about this very topic, and here's what she says.